A TikTok influencer from Indonesia was recently arrested and sentenced to 2 years in prison for eating pork. Well, okay, she didn't just get arrested for eating pork. It's a little deeper than that, but we'll get to that a little bit later. Lina Lutfiawati, you know what? I'm not even going to try to pronounce that last name, so we'll just call her Lina L. Lina L was a TikTok influencer from Indonesia with over 2 million followers who made traveling and lifestyle videos, usually of her going to new places and trying new foods. Well, in March of 2023, while on a trip to Bali, Lina recorded herself eating pork and uploaded it to her TikTok. This video went absolutely viral and it stirred up a bunch of controversy. You see, Lina is a devout Muslim, and Indonesia, while not an Islamic state, does have a Muslim majority population. I think it was about 90% of the population in Indonesia is Muslim. And you see, in the religion of Islam, eating pig flesh is forbidden. The main reason eating pork is forbidden for Muslims is because it says so in the Quran. The Quran says that some foods are allowed, but others are declared haram.
Haram!
AKA forbidden. The pig is considered an unclean animal due to its fats and toxins and because of its lifestyle. The animal spends its life rolling around in mud and in its own excrements.
Damn, why they hating on my boy Wilbur like that, bro? Poor piggy. Pork is so good, though.
Pork is good. But if you're on team, I don't get why they don't eat pork. What's so bad about pork? Well, it's really not that hard to understand. Depending on what part of the world you live in, there are probably some foods that you yourself find taboo. For example, some cultures don't eat cow, while others do. Some cultures don't eat horse, don't eat fat, while others do. Again, it really just comes down to culture. That's all it is. Now back to Lina, though. Lina recorded that pork video in Bali, which is an island in Indonesia, and Indonesia has blasphemy laws. A blasphemy law is a law prohibiting blasphemy. Blasphemy is the act of insulting or disrespecting a religion. Indonesia's blasphemy laws recognizes 6 religions and punishes those that insult those 6 religions. Those 6 religions are Islam, Protestantism, Catholicism, Hinduism, Buddhism, and Confucianism. The punishment can be up to 5 years in prison.
Damn.
Bro, everybody knows when the church is in power, the church is in power. Now, if you're on team, oh my God, why does Indonesia have blasphemy laws? Well, again, it's really not that hard to understand, and it all just comes down to culture. In fact, many other countries also have blasphemy laws. Heck, Australia has blasphemy laws. Even Canada at one point had blasphemy laws. Crazy, huh? But you didn't know that. I didn't know that. The punishment for blasphemy laws vary around the world, but they can range from fines to being sentenced to death. Well, you know where they're putting people to death, right?
Shit.
Yeah. Looking at you, Iran, Afghanistan.
Oh, shit.
Again, though, bro, it's their culture. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to go over there to that part of the world and start committing blasphemy and expect nothing to happen to you, you know? Like, when the church is in power, the church is in power. The reason why this was so controversial wasn't necessarily the fact that she ate the pork. It was more so because she cited the phrase Bismillah before eating the pork. Bismillah translates to in the name of God, and it's an invocation used by Muslims at the beginning of any undertaking.
So it's basically like a holy phrase, you know? It's kind of like our version of like amen or something like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, or another one would be like in the name of the Father, the Son, Holy Spirit. Some of the people that watched her video got mad and eventually reported her to the police. The police arrested her, and this gathered the attention of the Ulema Council, which is Indonesia's top religious dogs responsible for interpreting religious law. You know the guys in Game of Thrones?
Yeah, she's in deep.
Yeah, she's in deep. That's those people in Game of Thrones. In the end, Lina was sentenced to 2 years in jail for quote-unquote inciting religious hatred under blasphemy laws. Additionally, she was fined $16,269, and if she doesn't pay that, then her sentence is going to be extended by another 3 months.
Dead ass?
Yeah.
Bro, what?
They came at her hard.
Yeah, she already got jail, a fine on top of that? It does kind of seem a little bit unfair, not gonna lie.
Yeah, Lina has since apologized many times and was actually quoted saying that she knew it was wrong, but she did not expect her sentence to be 2 years.
Ooh, okay.
Her sentence has split people down the middle. On one side, you got people that agree with her sentence, that say, yeah, good, give her 2 years. On the other side, though, you got people claiming that her sentence is a bit extreme. They say that those who commit corruption often get a lesser sentence.
Ooh, that's not good, bro.
Yeah, I know. What are your thoughts, interpretations on this?
Well, I mean, we could like look at this through 2 lenses, you know what I mean?
I agree. Let's put on 2 different hats. Let's put on our empathy hat first, and then we'll put on our common sense hat.
Okay.
So our empathy hat. This is honestly sad. Do I feel bad for her? Yeah.
Yeah, I feel bad.
I mean, she got 2 years for eating some pork.
I mean, from a first glance, 2 years for just eating some pork, you know what I mean, is a little bit crazy, bro.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And I get it. She cited a religious phrase before eating the pork, but gosh, damn, 2 years and then $16,000 on top of that?
And
Jeez.
to her defense, too, I don't see religious hatred because in the video, she kind of seemed like she didn't like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's more like religious mockery more than
Yeah.
anything. And at the end of the day, you know, if she was doing harm, she was doing harm to herself.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she did kind of know what she was doing because she definitely, throughout the video, she knew that this is a bad thing to do, and she still kind of went through with it.
Yeah, we're putting on our common sense hats now.
Okay.
You want to transition into that now?
All right. Now we put on a common sense
All right,
hat.
common sense hats are going on now. Okay, let's start with the point that you just made. She knew what she was doing. Lina lived in Indonesia. She grew up there and whatnot. Yeah. So she knew the blasphemy laws in Indonesia. There have been many people before her that have been arrested under these blasphemy laws. I mean, it's just plain and simple. Respect the country's laws and you're going to be fine.
Yeah, I grew up learning the 10 Commandments, so she probably grew up learning her rules too, you know what I mean? And she also claims that she's a practicing Muslim, which kind of makes it even worse.
Yeah, I mean, she herself stated that she knew what she was doing, she knew it was bad, but she didn't expect that her sentence was going to be 2 years.
Yeah, and that's why I kind of agree with the judge in a way, because I feel like he was pressured in making a sentence, you know what I mean?
Right. They had to make an example out of her. And that's kind of like the next point. Why her sentence was so harsh is because she has a TikTok following. She has 2 million followers on TikTok, which is a lot. And that carries a lot of influence.
Yeah.
So even though she wasn't harming anybody else but herself, she could potentially still be influencing 2 million other people to maybe mock the religion or to maybe come to Indonesia and do the same thing that she's doing. And that also kind of ties into why they gave her this fine, because at 2 million followers, bro, you're making money. If they gave her anything less than a slap on the wrist, she probably would have laughed it off. She probably would have mocked it more on her TikTok, or she probably would have just paid off the fine and she's gonna go off and do it again. Which kind of begs the question, do you think she did it for attention?
I don't know, because she's a TikToker, and you know, we all know TikTokers do stuff for attention.
Yeah, like maybe she wanted to cause that controversy on purpose to get views. Maybe she knew like, yo, I'm gonna get arrested and something's gonna happen. But again, like she said, she didn't expect it was gonna be 2 years.
And also, didn't you say that in other countries you can get like death for this?
Yeah, in other countries that have blasphemy laws, the punishment is way
And it
more
makes it so
severe.
hard because in the grand scheme of it, she kind of did get off easy. I'm not downplaying 2 years and $16,000.
Yeah, so let's combine both hats here and let's try to look at this objectively from both sides. What this girl did breaks the law. The fact that she has 2 million followers makes this even worse because it can influence people to do the same. At the same time, her 2 million followers might have been what led her to even mock the religion because she was trying to do it for clout. So now we gotta punish her. If we punish her with only 10 days in jail or a month in jail, she's gonna probably laugh that off to her 2 million followers and probably do it again. If we just give her a fine, she's probably gonna easily pay that off with her TikTok money. So now obviously they gotta make an example out of her, because if they don't, again, she'll laugh it off, do it again, or influence other people to come in there and do it themselves. They're not gonna go to the extreme and sentence her to death, and they're probably not gonna give her the max sentence, so they're gonna land somewhere in between. So 2 years, in a way, actually now sounds pretty fair to me.
And again, this does sound a little extreme to us because, you know, I mean, we live in a different part of the world. We have different cultures and laws, thank God. But she's lived there for her whole life. She should have known better.
Yeah, and I think that's another reason why they gave her the harsh punishment, is because she should have known better. But as always, guys, let us know in the comments below what you guys think. Do you guys think Lina's sentence was too harsh? Was it too little? Should she have gotten the full 5 years? Regardless, though, remember, different countries have different laws and different cultures. So if you're in that country, respect that law, respect that culture. Don't go to Mexico and disrespect the narcos, because best believe you'll wind up dead. It's just common sense, bro.
It's just common sense.